XRP and Bitcoin, the future of our monetary system, it's here. The actual transition is here. So why are so many people running from crypto? Why is the fear and greed index at an all-time high? Because it's called the human condition. We've been indoctrinated at a very, very deep level to number one, be attached, to number two, not be able to control our emotions, and number three, to not understand how the markets work. That's why the 1% remain the 1%. I think it was Jim Rohn that said this. If you give $1 million to every single person in society, it will end up right back in the 1%'s hands. Why? Because they didn't rewire the foundation. It doesn't matter how much money you make in cryptocurrency. If you don't rewire the foundation, you will end up in the exact same situation. So why are we so calm? Why are we celebrating this sideways action and red in the markets? Is because we know what is happening. Since 2020, I've been sharing with you guys 2025 was going to be a massive year. I told people that banks were going to custody cryptocurrency. I shared with people from 2020, December 20th, 2020, when SEC sued Ripple, that the case was going to be beaten by Ripple and that XRP and Ripple would be a huge part of the economic system. Now, as we sit in 2025, Brad Garlinghouse is sitting with President Trump. Michael Saylor is sitting with President Trump. We now have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So here's what I believe is going to happen back end of 2025 into 2030. More people than ever before are going to be flooded out of cryptocurrency the next 6 months. And then you're going to see it go parabolic. And then you're going to see the most massive transition you've ever seen by 2030. So if you can stay stoic, if you could hold the line, learn how to increase cash flow, and buy these assets at bottom prices, you could radically transform your family's life. So on this channel, this is not get rich quick. This is teaching you the fundamentals. This is teaching you to be non-emotional and stoic and get disciplined so you can switch your family's timeline. So I want to show you this yesterday, the White House press secretary briefing. She was asked a question around the stock market. Now, I love this response. You have to think about what happened. Okay. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So Trump comes in, we have a huge blow off top, right? And then everything settles down. And then now the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, we have to go through a violent, ugly process to transition. Darkness always has to transmute into light. And it is a vicious, vicious process. Think about yourself as you're working to change something within your life. Let's think about it from a fitness level. Say you've gotten grossly out of shape. The first 4 weeks are absolutely brutal. Brutal. Think about this. You do not want to get up. You hate every single minute on the stair mill. You hate every single way. You're sore. You're uncomfortable. And then all of a sudden, around week 4, you finally get the nutrition down. You finally get the workout down. You start seeing results. And then week 5 and week 6, all of a sudden, you start to see your body changing. Then you get motivated. Then you get disciplined. Then you get consistent. And in 12 weeks, your body is completely transformed. But if you give up within those first 4 weeks, you're right back in the same cycle over and over again. This is where discipline and consistency comes in. And this is what we have taught our 10,300 warriors since 2020. It's discipline. It's consistency that equals freedom. Crypto's not going anywhere. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. XRP's not going anywhere. HBAR is not going anywhere. Think about this for just a moment. VeChain is not going anywhere. Many of the top 10 cryptos are not going anywhere. There's going to be a lot of meme coins that get smashed. A lot of people get held accountable for that type of stuff, but the fundamental cryptos will be here. And think about that. When he made that announcement last Sunday around those top 5 cryptos, they're all the ones that are in our portfolio. Why? Because we were disciplined, because we were consistent. We're non-emotional. So this is a time you should be increasing cash flow. This is a time you should be dollar cost net averaging in. When it's red, you should be celebrating, not running. So we're going to watch this brief video when somebody asked her about the stock market and the response from President Trump. from speaking from President Trump.
You kick off our briefing. Thank you.
Really appreciate you having me, Caroline. A couple of questions for you, if I may. First on the stock market. So currently it's the 25th anniversary today of the dot-com bubble crash. There's a lot of concern for a lot of Americans right now about the state of the economy. President Trump has refused to rule out a recession. Secretary Lutnick, however, has told us there will not be one. So can the White House just tell and assure Americans today that there's not going to be a recession?
Well, there's a lot to unpack there. So let me start by saying that, first of all, when it comes to the stock market, the numbers that we see today, the numbers we saw yesterday, the numbers we'll see tomorrow are a snapshot of a moment in time. And
stop for just a moment. It's a snapshot in moment in time. I was joking with someone the other day. I said, this will be like a fart in the wind. All of a sudden it'll be green. Everybody will be celebrating. And those who are calm and stoic and not panicking in the red will be the ones who become wealthy. This is just a snapshot in a moment in time. If you know what you hold, then you should not be panicking.
as President Trump has said, and I'm here to echo the remarks of this president of this White House, we are in a period of economic transition. We are in a period of transition from the mess that was created under Joe Biden in the previous administration. Joe Biden left this country in an economic disaster.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. We're in an economic transition, and here's your transition. Okay, just in, U.S. Congressman Nick Becich, sorry, I can't pronounce the name, to introduce strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation in the House to buy 1 million BTC. So we're going to listen to his introduction here. So this was that meeting that went on yesterday. Okay, we're going to listen to this. But remember, where are they going to get the money to buy the 1 million Bitcoin? Global money supply is increasing. They're going to lower interest rates. Maybe they're going to print and buy Bitcoin. They're going to print an inflationary asset to buy a deflationary asset. I think that's what might happen.
Today, I'm here to make a historic announcement, one that will shape America's economic future for generations to come.
Amen.
Today, I will be introducing the Bitcoin Act of 2025 in the United States House.
There you go. Historical stuff happening right now, and people are running from it. It's wild. This is what you were waiting for. Okay, let's listen to Michael Saylor. He was at the same meeting.
How should the U.S. pursue a Bitcoin strategy? Well, Senator Lummis has given us a clear guideline with the Bitcoin Act in Nashville in July. And what the Bitcoin Act said, it said, let's acquire 1 million Bitcoin over a 5-year period in a programmatic, disciplined fashion, transparent to all. And so let's consider the consequences of this strategy.
It's just wild. Pay attention, guys. This is why Bitcoin is now part of the strategic reserve. It was, I believe that it was all part of the plan. I really do that. Bitcoin is part of the plan. XRP was part of the plan because they knew that we were heading into an economic free fall. And all of a sudden, Bitcoin can fix the sovereign debt crisis.
Well, first of all, last week, the president signed the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Act or order. If we hold that 200,000 Bitcoin for the next 20 years, even though you see a flat line on the screen, the flat line is worth $3 trillion. So that's the value of doing nothing. Sometimes people think that you have to do something to make money. Sometimes the absence of doing awful and stupid things is making money. Doing stuff is highly overrated if the stuff is trading or selling your Bitcoin. The Lummis bill would acquire a million Bitcoin or 1.2 million Bitcoin. If you look at the consequences of that over the time frame, it's worth $16 trillion.
16 trillion.
If you get a bit more aggressive, and we go for another million.
Oh, weird. Why is it doing that? Let's see.
Bit of reflexivity. If the United States starts to more aggressively stockpile Bitcoin, it's going to accelerate the growth of the network. It's going to accelerate capital flowing in the network. It's going to increase and expand.
It's all by design, man. All by design, guys. All by design.
If we move to a triple max strategy, you'll end up with 4 million Bitcoin. That's worth $73 trillion to America.
Crazy.
And of course, President Trump has laid out a guideline. We should be the superpower. If you want a superpower strategy, here's a superpower strategy. Acquire Bitcoin consistently, By the way, over what time frame? Consistently daily between now and the 0.99. 0.99 is January of the year 2035, the point at which 99% of the Bitcoin supply has been mined. The asset becomes effectively capped for all practical purposes because the last 1% comes out over 100 years.
God. Okay, let's really rationalize this, okay? Because a lot of people are brand new to crypto. Okay. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. There's 8 billion people in the world. Okay. 8 billion people in the world. I think it's 94% of supply is gone. I think that's increased. I think it might be 95%. Last time I looked, it was 94% of supply was gone. 6% is left. Okay. That was before the governments got involved. Now, Bitcoin is signed official, the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. They're taking the Bitcoin they have and moving it into the reserve. And now they have a plan now to purchase Bitcoin. Okay, that's what Cynthia Loomis's Congress bill or whatever it is, right? To buy 1 million Bitcoin. So if the US starts to buy, listen, and this affects all your crypto. This affects XRP, everything. All high tide raises all boats, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're maximalist in XRP, it rises all boats, okay? So if US decides to buy 1 million Bitcoin, every other country is going to be feverishly rushing to do the same thing. Just like 50 states are working towards, and Arizona, Utah have already got it approved for a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So if you own a little bit of Bitcoin or you own something with utility within the cryptocurrency industry, you're literally buying the future of the monetary system. I guarantee people are going to come back to this video in 2030 and say, holy shit. So for me, I buy cryptocurrencies based on the infrastructural change, not on emotion. I have a 10-year horizon that I'm focused on. I've been talking about 2025 and the transition in 2030, all these things since 2020. I could see it very clearly that the systematic change was here. So for me, Bitcoin and my family is a store of value like gold. We are accumulating every day and we're holding it forever. Okay. For me, it's legacy. It's like it's to me, it's cool to own something that is an infrastructural change in our financial system. That's pretty cool, man. My grandkids, kids will benefit from this. Then I have XRP, which is my #1 holding, and I have things like XRP, VeChain, HBAR, Solana. I've been stacking Solana. I sold most of my ETH and went into Solana. I'm almost completely out of ETH into Solana. Not a recommendation, not what you should do, but based on the documentary I was in, I have my own personal beliefs on that. So all my personal ETH is gone into Solana. But basically my altcoins, right? All of my altcoins are all fundamental. So what I do is I stay calm, I stay stoic. I celebrate red. I love the red because I know what I hold and I know what the future is. So I continue to get excited about these red prices because what happens? You guys all have experienced this. People are like, "Oh, should I get in at $2? Should I get in at $3?" Right now they're like, "Oh my God, it's collapsing. I'm going out." It's like, it's because you're asking what to invest in. You should never get into these investments unless you know why you're investing. Okay, the whole meme coin casino has ruined cryptocurrency. It's when anything is speculative, people try to make quick money. It doesn't work. The people promoting it are getting paid. The people creating it are getting paid, and the people that are being exposed to it are getting wrecked. And we saw that get exposed, right? If you're spending 9 hours a day at your computer chasing meme coins, then maybe you'll do well. But if you're finding out about the barbershop and you're going to buy a meme coin, you're going to get wrecked. I promise you, you're going to get wrecked. But if you can't stretch your brain out and your fundamentals out for 6 years, then you're not going to do well in this. But if you can, people will sit in a job for 30 years that they hate to retire with maybe $200,000 to $275,000. But people won't wait 6 years, get a second job, create cash flow, cut out Starbucks, invest dollar cost average in to radically transform their family's life. It transformed our life from 2020 to 2025. We did exactly what I'm saying. And now we're making much bigger moves, right? We took our profits in 2020 to 2022. We didn't buy Lambos and houses. We built businesses, cash generating assets. We own 6 companies in information technology, attention, and financial services. We created cash flow. And in the bear market, we accumulated. Then we hit the bull market in 2024. Now we're repeating the process. And now we're creating, now we have our life insurance. We have we're getting into more real estate. We have a little bit of precious metals. We have dividend ETF strategies, and we just repeat the process. We studied the books, Richest Man in Babylon, Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. Now we're on the right bottom side of the cash flow quadrant. And now every single time we get paid, we give ourselves a pay raise. We figure out how to transmute an inflationary dollar into something that's either deflationary or it's going to create cash to de-risk into deflationary assets. I store my wealth in Bitcoin and XRP. And we even took it to the next level. We created a Bitcoin treasury for our company and an XRP treasury. We store some of our profits. We run about a 20% profit margin, and we're storing I think it's about 10% based on my CFO, into XRP and Bitcoin. So we're giving ourselves a pay raise. So instead of storing our wealth, our cash in a US dollar that's designed to be inflationary. Every year it's designed to make you more poor, right? We're storing our cash in something that's designed to make us richer every single year. That's our job, is to continue to grow and help these companies continue to help customers, right? So we're giving to our future self, not taking away from our future self. So I hope this information reaches your heart well. Hope it keeps you calm. Big warning. I am not DMing you. I do not invest people's crypto. We do not have a trading platform. Those are scammers using my likeness and image. I have one of the most impersonated people outside of Elon, I think. There's thousands of scammers. We can't even keep up, and they block me. I can't even block them. And so we try to report them. We try to block them. And it's just like the roaches. They just keep multiplying. Okay. I do not invest people's crypto. I'm not DMing you. That is not me. Just don't believe it. Don't send your crypto to anybody. Keep yourself safe. That's not us. Okay. What we do have for you is resources. I have an education academy where we've helped 10,300 people get education and understand the game. Stay calm, market calls, live calls, community calls, education on blockchain technology, understanding why to invest in these things, entry plans, exit plans, understanding how all of this works. That's the Warrior Academy down below the description of this video, or the Coach JB Academy in my bio. And on the other side, I get tons of messages on how I use cash value life insurance. Okay. What I do may not work for you. I like to store my profits in things that secure, compound, and grow. I like to bank on myself with my Bitcoin and my insurance. But what I do may not work for you. So I created what's called a needs assessment. So you're talking to my team. They'll text you, they'll call you, they'll email you. If we do business with you, we will not be paid by you. We'll be paid by the company, not by the client. It's a free consultation. So you'll know that you're working with my team to keep you safe. So one's an education academy, okay? And the other one is a free consultation retirement strategy with my team. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rah, let's get your shit together.